The river Beckons. Long ago, in a small community in Tumaga, in Presamea, there was a beautiful river. The river was clear and clean. When the sun shone, the water sparkled like tiny diamonds. It looked wide and bright, almost like the sea. The river was very important to the people. Every morning, mothers and grandmothers went there to wash clothes. They scrubbed the clothes on flat stones and wooden boards. They talked, laughed, and shared stories while they worked. The children loved the river the most. After school, they ran to the water. They splashed, swam, and played games. Their laughter filled the air. Birds sang in the trees, and a soft wind moved the leaves. The river always felt alive, but the river had a secret. The older people in the community told a story. They said the river was called the River of the Mermaid. They said a mermaid lived in the deep part of the water. They believed she sometimes appeared to people. She watches the river, they would say. She does not harm anyone. She only shows herself to kind and good-hearted people. When I was young, I did not believe the story. I thought it was just a tale to make children behave. I would smile and say, "That is not true." One quiet morning, I went to the river alone to wash clothes. The sky was bright and the water was calm. I dipped my hands into the cool water. I began to scrub the clothes slowly. Everything felt peaceful. Then I felt something strange. The water in front of me began to shine. It was not like the usual sunlight reflection. It was different. It was gentle and glowing. I looked up. There she was. A beautiful woman was sitting calmly on the surface of the water. She wore a simple white dress that flowed softly around her. Her long hair moved gently with the breeze. Her face was kind and peaceful. She did not look scary. She did not look angry. She looked calm, like she belonged to the river. My heart beat fast. I remembered the stories of the old people. The mermaid who watches, the mermaid who appears only to a few. She looked at me quietly. Her eyes were soft and friendly. Then she slowly raised her hand and called me closer. Her voice was gentle, like the sound of water flowing. It was not loud, but I could hear it clearly. For a moment, I did not move. I was afraid, but I was also curious. I looked down at the clothes in my hands. I told myself, maybe I am just imagining this. So I continued washing. I tried not to look at her again. I focused on my work. I scrubbed and rinsed. After a few seconds, I gathered my courage. I slowly looked up again. She was gone. The water was calm. The river looked normal. The birds were singing again. The wind was soft. It was as if nothing had happened. I stood there, feeling surprised and quiet. My hands were still wet. My heart was still beating fast. When I went home, I told the people what I saw. When I went home, I told the people what I saw. Some were amazed. Some were excited. Many wanted to see the mermaid too, but the elders only smiled. "She appears only to those she chooses," they said. "She appears to good and kind people." After that day, I believed the story. Whenever I walk near the river, I remember that morning, the shining water, the peaceful face, the gentle voice calling me. My life felt lighter after that. It felt special. It felt like a blessing. Until today, I still remember the River of the Mermaid. And I know in my heart that I was lucky because one quiet morning, the river beckoned and I saw its secret. Years passed and the river is still there in Tumaga, Presamea, it still flows through the community. People walk beside it every day, and children still stop to look at the water. The river is still part of the people's lives, but it is not the same river anymore. The water is no longer as clear and bright. Before, you could see the bottom and tiny fish swimming freely. Sunlight danced on the surface. Now, the water often looks dark and cloudy. Some people who live near the river throw garbage into it. Plastic bags, empty bottles, food wrappers, and old broken things float on the surface. Sometimes wind blows trash into the water. The river that once shined now looks sad and tired, and the children cannot play in it safely like before. If we keep the river clean and respect nature, its beauty and magic will remain for everyone to enjoy.